So guys, welcome to day 2 of C programming language. And in today's class, we'll see how to install the required softwares for writing programs in C language. And I'll make each and every participant to write programs by themselves. Okay. So the only rule is you guys should attend this session from your laptop, not from your mobile. If you are attending this from mobile, it will be very difficult for you to code along with me. And if you don't have laptop, then try to make some arrangements from your family or friends so that you can start writing your first code. Okay, so Vijaya, very good evening. So guys, before we start write programs in C language, let's try to understand few guidelines. So we need to know the guidelines for writing programs as well as for declaring variables, because every program requires a lot of variables to be declared. So the guidelines for writing programs are: every program should have one main function exactly. Every statement in the program should be terminated by semicolon. Like in our English language, we use full stop to end a line, a sentence. In the same way, in C programming language, every statement is terminated by semicolon. And remember, C is a case-sensitive programming language. Means there is a difference between uppercase letters and lowercase letters. You have to be very careful while writing programs. Okay, the whole code in C programming language is written in lowercase only. That's nothing but small letter. Do not use capital letters. And the rules for variable names are: variable names must be unique. Means you cannot repeat the variable names in the program. And guys, yesterday I said that there are keywords in C programming language. Can you type in the chat box how many keywords are there? And while typing your answer, choose panelist and attendees so that everyone can see that. Choose panelist and attendees. There are 32 keywords we have in C programming language. Very good. Can you type how many header files are there? Thank you, Jyoti. Can you type how many? Very good. Very good, Lokesh. There are 29 header files are there and 32 keywords are there. So you should not use any keyword as a variable name because the keywords are already reserved. They are already reserved. Variable names must start with the alphabet or underscore, but they should not start with digit. Variable names can have digits in the middle, but not in the beginning. And spaces are not allowed in variable names. So don't worry, all these theoretical points I'll be keep on repeating while writing programs. So guys, everyone, can you tell me what is required for writing a program? What is required for writing a C program? We need to have a compiler. Everyone is clear with this? Very good, Lokesh. We need to have a compiler because compiler is a special kind of software which will convert the user written program into machine understandable code. So we require compiler and we require keywords as well as library files. Am I right? So compiler, keywords, library files altogether makes C software. Is everyone is clear with this? Your compiler, set of keywords, library files makes actually C software. But to write programs, programming is nothing but writing group of instructions. So for writing group of statements, do you require a text editor or not? Guys, tell me in the chat box. For writing programs, for writing group of instructions, do we require a text editor? Obviously, we require one text editor. Like Notepad. Is it clear? Like Notepad. Okay. So guys, tell me when everything is bundled, your text editor plus compiler, keywords, library files, everything is bundled together as one single application, then it is known as IDE. Then it is known as IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So if you have already experience in writing C programs, then can you type in the chat box that what are the different softwares or the IDEs you have experienced in writing programs in C language? VS Code, very good, Chakka Lokesh, awesome, VS Code. But Lokesh, VS Code IDE requires explicit compiler installation. Am I right? VS Code is an IDE, but it requires explicit compiler installation. Very good, very good. Online GDB compiler is there, Upender, super online GDB compiler. Next, what else? What else? Dev C++, super, Triveni, Dev C++, code blocks, very good, code blocks. There is one, there are some old IDs, if you can remember, there are some old IDs, if you can remember, Turbo C2, very good. Is it clear? Turbo C, but Turbo C are for DOS-based platforms, not for Windows platforms, so we won't use Turbo C. And I prefer using code blocks. I'll prefer using code blocks. So guys, are you ready to install code blocks on your machine? If not install, if it is installed, then it's okay. If it is installed already, then it's okay. Or if any other software is installed on your machine, you can use that. But I'll tell you that how you can install code blocks IDE. Step number one, remember everyone. Step number one, open your browser. And step number two, download code blocks for Windows. Like I'm using Windows 10, you can type Windows 10 64-bit. Then you'll get codeblocks.org, this particular URL. Just click on this. After going to this website, everyone is confused, like where to go and what to install. So guys, remember, after going this, and if you do not get this, sometimes you may get this particular interface. Then you have to click on download the binary release. Okay. You have to click on download the binary release, and then you'll get this. So everyone remember, you need to choose the fourth one, code blocks 20.03 min.gw setup.exe. Means this particular fourth link contains code blocks IDE along with the compiler. Everyone clear up to now? Just type in the chat box. Fourth link. You see this fourth link? If you want, I can share this particular link in the chart window. Fourth link. And opposite to this, you will see two sources. You can choose any source. You just click it on that source. Automatically, the downloading will start. You need not to do anything. The moment you click it, automatically the downloading will start within fraction of seconds. And can you see the bottom left corner, code blocks 20.03.exe? Can everyone see this? Can everyone just see this? Just type yes in the chat box if you can see this. It will take fraction of seconds to download this. Once if it is downloaded, that particular circle will blink like this, and you can simply open the folder, and you can double click, and you can say click next. That's it, guys. So simple. So already code blocks is installed on my machine. So now I'm not going to install it again. I will show you how it will look once if the code block software is installed on your computer. So once if it is installed on your computer, you'll get this icon like this. Everyone is clear up to now? Just let me know in the chat box. If everyone is clear up to now, then just let me know clear in the chat box. Very good. Very good. Now, my personal recommendation to each and every student is, before you start writing programs, you go to your My Computer and you create a folder. Is it clear? In D drive or E drive. If you have only C drive, then it's okay. But if you have other drives other than C, D or E, I always recommend to create a folder. Suppose now we are taking this 8 to 9 batch. So in E drive, I'm creating a folder. I'll say 8 to 9 PM. Is it clear? Underscore batch. Do not give any space. Like this, you can create a folder with the name C examples, something like that, whatever is convenient to you. So now what I'll do is I'll start saving all my programs into this particular folder. This is nothing but you need to organize your code properly. This is the first quality of a good programmer. Don't save it on desktop or in C drive or wherever it is. It is always recommended to create a separate folder and store all your files, programs in a separate location so that in future you can refer it. Just type clear in the chat box if everyone is clear up to now. Now we are ready to write programs. So guys, there are totally 3 programming constructs are there. Means a program consists of sequence of instructions, and this sequence of instructions will be executed in an order. So the way the sequence of instructions are executed is totally divided into 3 types: sequence, selection, and loops or iterations. In sequence, all the statements are executed from top to bottom, one after the other, and no single statement is skipped. Selection and loops are known as control statements because they control the flow of program, and what are the instructions you are writing in the program, everything is not going to get executed. Only few statements will be executed based upon the conditions. Now we'll write our first program in C language that is related to sequence model. And before we start writing programs, we need to know about 2 functions, which are the very, very basic functions for writing programs in C language. One is printf, which is known as output function. Second one is scanf, that is known as input function. So the total program will depend upon these 2 functions, printf and scanf. But in my first program, I'll use only printf function just to display a welcome message so that you'll understand what is output statement. So guys, let me know in the chat box, are you ready to write the code along with me? If you are really serious in learning something, then commit yourself that you'll write each and every piece of code, each and every line of code along with me. Guys, remember, programming cannot be learned just by watching. You need to get into it. You need to start writing programs along with me, then only you'll experience. So it is a challenge to everyone, but I want to know how many of you are ready to travel this journey with me. Tell me in the chat box. Very good. Sai Grishma, Rahima, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Super. So, while explaining this particular concept, very good, Jyoti. Thank you so much for your commitment. Thank you so much for your commitment. Pavani, are you following? Yesterday you were a bit late. Mangaldeep Sahu, thank you so much. Pavani, are you following? Just give me confirmation, because yesterday you were a bit late, but I have shared the recording also. M Pavani, M Pavani. Okay, thank you, Pavani. So, guys, first of all, you have to click on this code blocks ID so that the code blocks ID will open. And those who are new to code blocks ID, listen carefully that how a file has to be created in code blocks ID. This is creating a file or creating a C program in code blocks ID is little bit different when you compare with other IDs. So first of all, what you have to do is you have to click on file. Okay. Then you have to click on new. And after that, you have to choose file. So file, new file. Don't choose empty file. Don't choose project. Don't choose class. So leave first line, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Come to file directly. Once you click on file, then it will ask you to choose a template. So don't choose first one because we are not creating header file. Choose second one because we are creating a source code actually. Click on go. Now you'll get this particular screen. Welcome to the new C++ source file wizard. And it is saying that this wizard will guide you to create a file. Click on next. Now it's asking, please make a selection that what kind of program you want to create. I want to create a C program, but not C++. Choose C and click on next. This is very, very important point here. Here it is saying, please enter the file's location and name and whether to add it to the active project. It is asking to choose the file name along with the path. See, in general, what happens, when you write programs, first you create a file, you start typing the code, and later you'll save it. Am I right? Just type in the chat box. In other IDEs, you'll just open an editor, you'll start typing it, and sometime later you'll save it actually. But here, code blocks IDE will ask you to give the file name in the advance itself. Okay, so click on those three dots. Click on the three dots. Now you choose a folder. So I have created a folder with the name 8 to 9 p.m. _ batch. Okay, I'll choose this folder. And now here I'll give the file name as welcome. Welcome. Okay, and I need not to give the extension as .c. .c is automatically added. You can see in the bottom. I can simply click on save. Now, can you observe in E drive, 8 to 9 p.m. folder, welcome.c is automatically created, and I can simply click on this finish button. And this is how your file is created. And now we can write our first program displaying a welcome message on the screen. Remember guys, whenever you write a program, it is always recommended to write some information about the program. Like why you are writing this program, what is the name of the file actually. So I'll say program name is welcome.c. This is known as comment lines, means /*. This is known as comment line, means everything what you put inside these two symbols will not be compiled by the compiler. Everyone understood? This is I am writing for my convenience. Task. What is the task? What is the objective of this program? Prints welcome message. Okay. Who is the author? Atish Jain is the author for this code. What is the date actually you are creating? 23rd May 2023. What is the time? It is 8:21 p.m. So guys, you may think that is it really important? See, if you are learning C programming language for the sake of your examinations in the college, then all this stuff is not required. But if you are learning C programming language to get placed in a top MNC company, if you want to become a professional programmer, then you need to follow all these things. And This is known as comment lines, because whatever you have written in 1 to line number 6 will not be compiled, because this is for our convenience sake. After this, hash include stdio.h. There are 29 header files are there, but among which there is one basic header file which is required for every program, that is stdio. STD stands for standard, I stands for input, O stands for output. And this hash is known as pre-processor directive. Means before processing your program, we are telling the C compiler to include this particular header file into our program. Next, as I said, every C program should have one main function. Okay, and this main function indicates the starting point of the program execution. So if you want to write explanation for the main, if you want to know like why you have written main, then you can write some comment, starting point of the program execution. Means from this particular point, the program execution will start. So guys, when you use forward slash, then it is known as single line comment, because you are just writing only one line of statement. But when you use forward slash and star, followed by star and forward slash, then it is known as multi-line comment. And now I'll use the printf function for displaying a welcome message. Welcome to C programming. Okay, and I can put semicolon here. Control S to save. Once you have done this program, then you can click on this build and run. You can see green color run, but you can see one more button beside this build and run. And once you click on that, your program will run successfully and it will give you the output. Everyone clear with this? Everyone clear with this? Just type clear in the chat box. But this is not over. I'll give you some more explanation. Thank you. Guys, have you noticed that some people will write code like this? Some people will write code like this. Have you noticed? There won't be any change in the output. The output will remains the same. But why we write like this? Why we have written integer? Guys, remember, main is a function, okay? And who calls the main function? Your microprocessor. Am I right? Your microprocessor calls the main function. So when you say the return type as int and when you return 0, you are telling the microprocessor that you have successfully executed your main function without any error. So return 0 stands for successful execution of the program. So it may not be useful to you when you are writing simple programs like this, but when you go and work at embedded systems programming level, where there may be a requirement to send a signal or send a data to the microprocessor so that the microprocessor will take some decision based upon the returning value of the main. At that time, this particular int main usage will come into picture. But now if you write or if you don't write, it's okay. And sometimes people may write code like this. So void main means we are telling that main is not returning anything. Is it clear? So there are totally 3 variations of main are there. In C language, there are totally 3 variations of main. One is main without anything. Okay, one is main without anything. This is one main. Second one is int main. So when it is int main, then your last statement should be return 0. Okay, and second one is void main, and you need not to write anything. Is it clear? These are the 3 variations of main. You can use it anything because it is not going to impact your output at this stage. But when you use C language at hardware level, then there may be an impact of int main. Everyone clear? Just let me know in the chat box. Everyone clear? Very good. Guys, tell me, does anybody has written program along with me? If you just type me in the chat box, if anybody has written. If anybody has written the program along with this, along with me, then just type me in the chat box. So guys, are you ready to experience the another program? Because for every program, we are going to learn something new. So are you ready to experience the second program? So guys, the second program is, I want to calculate bill amount for 2 chocolates. I want to calculate bill amount for 2 chocolates. So now I want you guys to come forward and tell me that how many variables we may require for writing this code. I want to calculate bill amount for 2 chocolates. Means if you go to a departmental store and buy 2 chocolates, then an application in the departmental store should produce a bill for those 2 chocolates. So anyone can unmute and tell me how many variables are required. Chakka Lokesh, thank you so much. You require 3 variables. So can I say 3 variables? Sai, Grishma, 3 variables. So guys, can I say we require totally 3 variables, in which 2 are the input variables and 1 is the output variable. 2 are input variables, 1 is the output variable. Is this clear? Totally we require 3 variables. 2 input, 1 output. Everyone is ready to write the code along with me? Very good. Let's write the code. Now, so what I'll do is I'll create one more file. Is it clear? I'll say file new, and then I'll say file. Okay, C++ source code file. Then I'll say go, then say next, C program. And here it is asking me to choose the file. The path is this one only. And I'll say bill amount is the program name, bill amount. And I'll say save. And then say finish. Okay, I'm writing the comment. I'll write single line comment here. Program to calculate bill amount for 2 chocolates. Okay. Now, hash include stdio.h main. So any program you take it, there will be 4 sections. Whether the program has 100 lines or 1,000 lines or 10,000 lines or 1 million lines, it will have only 4 sections. One is variables declaration section, because before you start writing any program, you need to declare all the required variables. Then second one is input section. Third one is process, and fourth one is output. Any program you take, it will have totally 4 sections. In variable declaration section, I am declaring C1, that's nothing but price of chocolate 1, C2, price of chocolate 2, and amount. These are the 3 variables I am declaring. Int is the data type. Is it clear? At the C1, C2, amount are the variables. So I'm telling C compiler to reserve some amount of space in the memory for the variable C1, C2, and amount. It is always recommended to initialize these variables to 0. It is a good programming habit. If you do not initialize these variables to 0, then by mistake, these variables will be updated with some garbage values. And that will lead to so many problems in future. Means, while writing small programs, there won't be any issue. But while writing very big programs, you'll face a lot of challenges. So you make a habit of initializing all the variables to 0. That's it. Don't think much. Now, printf enter price of, so when I say like 2 chocolates, I can say Kit Kat. So while you are writing program, you need not to write Kit Kat. You can write any chocolate name which you like it. Scanf function take totally 2 parameters. It takes totally 2 parameters separated by comma. First parameter is like what type of input you are going to read. And I'm saying that I'm going to read an integer number. An integer is always represented with %d. And where you want to store? At the address location of C1. At the address location of C1. So like this, you are reading the price of first chocolate, that is Kit Kat. Now, what I can do is, instead of typing the same statement once again, I'll simply select it, Control C, copy, okay, and I'll keep my cursor and I'll say Control V, paste. Okay, and here I'll say enter price of 5-star. Okay, and everything is same. I need to change the variable name. So guys, copy paste is easy, but you have to be very careful. Okay, and now I can say amount equals to C1 plus C2. Fine. And after calculation is done, we can say printf. We can say printf. And I want to print the prompt message like saying bill amount is, and then I want to get like is, and I want to get like rupees, the symbol of rupees, and then I want to display the amount. So amount is in integer form. So you can say %d, comma, in which variable it is available, then it is in amount variable. That's it, guys. We have done with the program. Okay, so process is nothing but this line. This is known as process, and output is nothing but this particular line. This is the output. Okay, so this is how we can simply write programs in C language. So once you are good at writing programs in C language, then in future you can write programs in any language. Why? Because languages may change, but your logic will remain one and the same. So if you are serious about your career in IT, if you want to be in IT for a longer period of time, then I always recommend each and every student to learn C language in depth. Practice like 200 to 300 different programming examples, then no one can beat you. So run this program, and it will ask you enterprise of Kit Kat, enterprise of Kit Kat. So I'll say Kit Kat is 90 rupees, enter 5-star, I'll say 100 rupees, and bill amount is 190 rupees. So guys, I said whole program should be written in lowercase only. Means all the keywords related to C, functions related to C, that should be in lowercase. But in double quotes, whatever you are putting, those are messages, and these messages you have to really present it in a beautiful way so that it adds beauty to the program. That's why I used like enterprise of Kit Kat, colon, okay, again 5-star, colon. So what I can do is like I can just keep like one space here so that exactly they will be at the same line. The input will be at the same line. You can observe like 90 rupees, okay, and I can say 5-star is 20 rupees, and then finally you can get the amount. So guys, everyone, please tell me that have you understood the simple program? And from this, can you confirm that for writing programs in C language, we need to have knowledge of basic mathematics, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, that's it. If you can perform these 5 basic operations, then definitely you can write n number of programs in C language. Just let me know in the chat box if you have really enjoyed or experienced this particular small piece of code. Now, once you have understood this code, from this particular code, you should be in a position to write any program by your own. So let's try to understand. Now it's a Q&A session. I'll ask you guys to come with some solution. So we'll start with M. Triveni. So M. Triveni, you have to unmute and you have to switch on your cam, and I'll be asking a few questions to you and you have to answer. Because I don't want to make this is like one-way session. Everyone should involve in the program. You have to experience it. So Triveni, if you can hear me, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi Triveni, have you enjoyed the session?
Yes, sir.
Understood clearly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now a small question to you is, that is, write a program to read salary of father and salary of mother and calculate the total income for the house. Can you do this program?
Yes, sir.
How?
Arithmetic operation add, sir.
It is simply addition, am I right?
Addition. Yes, sir.
Nothing is there.
Yes, sir.
But the presentation is something different. Am I right? So once you understand some basic logic that how two numbers can be added in C language, then around that you can write n number of programs. Am I right? You can write n number of programs around that particular logic. Thank you, Triveni. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Lokesh, there is a small question for you. You can unmute yourself, Lokesh.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening. Lokesh, the question is, write a program to read marks of 3 subjects, math, physics, and chemistry, and calculate total. So tell me, can we do this program, or the faculty should explain this program again to everyone? Write a program to read marks of 3 subjects, math, physics, chemistry, and calculate total. So can you tell me what is the logic involved inside this?
Sir, arithmetic operation when we
Addition.
can do addition.
Simple addition, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So earlier, when I have explained you the example, there I have added 2 numbers. Now here you have to add 3 numbers. Am I right?
3 numbers. Yes, sir.
Simple or difficult?
Simple, sir.
You can do it by your own, even
Yes,
if
sir.
it is not explained by the faculty. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Pavani, can you unmute yourself, Pavani?
Sir,
Yeah.
hello.
Hi, Pavani. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Yeah, Pavani, there is a small question for you. Write a program to calculate amount for the inputted rate and quantity. Means a customer went to a departmental store and he has purchased one product of some X quantity. The product price is 10 rupees, for example, and he has purchased 5 items of that product. So what will be the total bill amount? Can you tell me? See, a customer went to a departmental store and he has purchased 10 balls. Each ball cost is 5 rupees.
Okay.
He has purchased 10 balls. So what will be the total amount? A
5
customer,
balls.
yeah. Each ball cost is 5 rupees and he purchased 10 balls. What will be the total amount? I think say there is some disturbance at your end. Once check.
50, sir.
50, very good.
Okay, sir.
50. Is it not the simple multiplication?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Upender, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Upender. Upender, like your mom has asked you to go to a departmental store and get 1 dozen of apples. Okay, you went to the store and you purchased 1 dozen of apples, and after that she asked, like how much each apple has cost. So what you have to do? Tell me.
Division operation.
Very good. So total cost of 1 dozen apples, say 120 rupees,
Yeah.
and
Division of by 12.
12. So do we need, does anyone should come and say that 1 dozen is equal to 12? Nothing is required. Am I right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
We have to use some common sense actually.
Yeah.
So now tell me, Ubedra, if someone is giving this type of programs, can we do it by our own?
Yeah, sure,
We
sir.
can do it
Definitely.
because it requires basic common sense with basic arithmetic operations. That's it.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So guys, everyone understood. To write programs, you need not to be an extraordinary talented genius. You need to spend time. You need to understand the concept, and you should be in a position to, అంటే ఏం లేదమ్మా, రాయాలన్న తపన, ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాయాలన్న కోరిక మీలో ఉండాలి యాక్చువల్గా. అది ఉంటే మనం ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సో లెట్స్ ప్రొసీడ్ విత్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. That is, write a program to calculate amount for the inputted rate and quantity. Very simple program, but in this program, I want to explain you few important things. That's why I have taken this example. So let's see how we can do this. So I'll say file, new, okay, and again I'll say file, and here I'll say C++ source code, go, and I'll say I'll give the file name as amount. I'll give the file name as amount.c. I'll say finish. Now, program to calculate amount for the inputted rate and quantity. And we have been said that rate should be taken in decimals. Rate should be taken in decimals. So can anybody tell me, if you want to work with decimal number, then what should be the data type? Just type in the chat box. Very good. We have to work with float data type. So guys, can I say integer quantity, okay, and float rate? Then what should be the final amount? What should be the data type of the final amount? That should be also in float. Very good. That should be also in float. Now, quantity equals to, rate equals to, amount equals to 0. All the variables initialize to 0. Now I'll say printf, enter quantity. Then I'll say scanf %d, comma ampersand of qty. After that, I'll say printf, enter rate, and then I'll say %f, comma ampersand of rate. Because as rate is in decimals, in float type, we have to use format specifier as %f. Next, amount equals to rate into qty. After this, you can say printf total amount is %f, because the result is in float, and you can say amount as the variable. That's it. We have done. Run it. It says enter quantity. I'll say 12 units. Rate, I'll say 2 rupees 45 pice. It says amount is 29.400002. Guys, can you tell me how many digits you got after the decimal? Can you see there are 6 digits? Can you see there are 6 digits? In the beginning, I said that float has 6 digits of the decimal. But tell me, if you really develop software for a departmental store or in your day-to-day life, will you see 6 digits in pice, or how many digits you will see in pice? Like 29 rupees and 40 pice. Am I right? How many digits you want? You want only 2 digits, Upender. Thank you so much, Upender. So what we have to do, we have to say percentage dot 2f. After percentage, you put dot, then you say 2 because you want only 2 digits after the decimal. Now you see that when you run this program, you will get quantity is 16 units, rate is 3 rupees 70 pies, and this is how you get it. Total amount is 59 rupees 20 pies. Everyone got clarity on this? Everyone got clarity on this? Just type clear if you got clarity on this. Very good. Lokesh, Vijaya, Jyoti, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pavani, thank you so much. Now guys, we'll see one more small program. That is, you should read basic salary from the user. You should read basic salary from the user, and then you have to calculate gross salary, net salary, and day-wise salary. Gross salary, net salary, day-wise salary. I'll explain you this program, don't worry. So first of all, you need to understand, what is gross salary and what is net salary. So guys, listen carefully. If you are unable to write a program, it doesn't mean that you don't know C programming language. Rahima Begum, Nilofer, can you unmute yourself? I have a small question for you. Yeah. Hi Rahima, how are you?
Fine, sir.
Yeah. So can you tell me what is gross salary and what is net salary? What is gross salary and what is net salary? Or if you don't know, you can say, I don't know, so that I'll ask the other person.
I don't know the exact meaning.
Difference. Okay, there is no problem. Mangaldeep, I think you can answer this because you are already working. Mangaldeep Sahu. If you can hear me, Mangaldeep, you can unmute yourself and you can just share what do you mean by gross salary and net salary.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
So, gross salary is received what is the amount without any tax deduction.
Right.
Yeah.
And allowances, basic salary plus allowances, am I right? Will be your gross salary.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So guys, listen carefully. If you are unable to find out the difference between gross salary and net salary, tell me frankly, is it the lack of knowledge of C language or is it the lack of knowledge of salary structure? Listen carefully. This is one of the very, very powerful, important point. If you can unmute and you can share your thoughts actually on this. You can unmute yourself, anyone. If you are unable to find out the difference between Upender, this is because of lack of knowledge of salary structure. It's not because of lack of knowledge of C language. Everyone agree with this statement? So, whenever you want to write a program, you need to focus on two things. One is the logic. Second one is the domain knowledge. So here you don't understand the exact difference between gross salary and net salary, then it doesn't mean that you don't know how to write programs in C language. Here you have lack of domain knowledge. Everyone understood this? Domain knowledge is nothing but the area of business or an idea about a particular thing actually. So as you don't know the salary components, that's why you won't be able to write that program. You won't be able to write that program because you don't know the salary structure. So now, do you got clarity that what you should learn now? You should ask any working professional that what is gross salary, net salary, I mean, and they will explain you, and that explanation you can convert into program. Understood everyone? Please tell me. Understood everyone? Please tell me what I am saying. T. Kiran Deepti, can you unmute yourself? T. Kiran Deepti, if you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me, Kiran Deepti, have you understood this concept?
Yes, sir.
From which city you are?
Rajmandri.
Rajmandri only. Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you. So guys, now I'll write this program before you and I'll explain you the salary components also slowly. So here I'll create a new file, file new and file, source file, go, next, C program, and here it will ask you the file name. I'll say salary and say save and finish. And here I'll say program to calculate gross salary and net salary. So guys, I'll declare, first I'll include the header file, then I'll declare one variable called basic underscore salary. Okay, then HRA stands for house rent allowances. Means when a company says na, like your salary is 20,000, then they won't give you salary 20,000 as one single salary component. In the salary form, in your pay slip, they will mention that your basic salary is 10,000. Your HRA house rent allowances is like 8,000. Your dearness allowances is 2,000. Why? Because company need not to pay tax on the whole salary component. Because of taxation purpose, they'll provide salaries like this. One more like DA. Okay. Next, GS for gross salary, NS for net salary, and day-wise sal. Okay. These are all the variables I have taken. Basic underscore salary is one variable. HRA is another variable. DA is one variable. GS is one variable. Guys, I forgot one. PF is also there. PF, okay, equals to PF is one variable. GS is one variable. NS is one variable. Day, wise, sal is one variable. Initialize all the variables to 0. Printf, enter basic salary. Basic salary. Scanf percentage D, comma, ampersand of basic underscore salary. After reading basic salary, you just see the question. In question, what they said, HRA stands for house rent allowances. That is 20% of the basic is given. DA is nothing but dearness allowances. GS means gross salary. GS is repeated. I'll check it out actually. GS, yeah, GS is repeated. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so I'll say HRA is basic underscore salary into 20 divided by 100. This is HRA calculated. DA means dearness allowances. Is it clear? Dearness allowances means actually, see, day by day, expenses are getting increased or not? Day by day, every year, expenses are getting increased. So what companies will do is, companies will provide one extra component in the form of percentage based upon the prices increasing in the industry. That's we call actually DA, dearness allowances. DA is basic underscore salary into 10 divided by 100. PF is nothing but provident fund that will be paid in your PF account. Is it clear? That will be deducted from your salary and it will be paid, and the whole amount will be given to you after retirement actually. So PF equals to basic underscore salary into 5 divided by 100. Now, gross salary means your basic salary plus HRA plus your dearness allowances. This everything is known as actually gross salary. Net salary is nothing but your gross salary minus PF, because PF will be deducted from your salary. It will be paid into your PF account and you will get lump sum amount after your retirement actually. Okay, so NS variable will contain the net salary. Now I want day wise sal equals to net salary divided by number of days. Like per day, how much your salary is, like 30 days, for example. Now, printf /n is used if you want to display output in the new line. So here I'll say HRA is percentage D, comma HRA, printf /n dearness allowances is percentage D, comma DA. Next, printf /n PF is percentage D, comma PF. Printf /n gross salary percentage D, comma GS. Printf /n net salary percentage D, comma NS. Okay, and printf /n day wise salary percentage D, comma day wise sal. So everything is calculated and displayed. Let's run and see whether our program is giving correct result or not. The basic salary of the employee is 12,000 rupees per month. Then he gets 2,400 rupees as HRA, 1,200 rupees as DA, and 600 rupees from his salary is deducted and paid to PF account. His gross salary is 15,600. His net salary is 15,000, and per day his salary is 500 rupees. Guys, tell me frankly, is it not the simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations? Nothing more than that. If you look at the program, is it not the simple calculations? So see, it is at like 25, 26 lines of program, but we have written this program without referring any notebook, without seeing anywhere. I just keep on explained and keep on written the code, each and every line along with the explanation. You can write such programs by your own only if you can understand the concept. Everyone is clear with this? Everyone is clear with this? Understood everyone? First of all, tell me, have you enjoyed the code, what we have written? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.